John Lusker of Lusker Archery Adventures. Serious testing, successful hunting. I've got another Rage Broadhead to test today. I really love testing Rages. I've used them in the field in years past, and I know they're super popular, so I like putting them to the test. And thanks to a buddy of mine, Adam Pfeffer, who donated this pack, I'm able to put him to the test. And I've never tested this model of Rage. It's the Rage X-Treme 4-blade. So it's got the hybrid head going for it. It's got the fixed blade there, and then a big wide mechanical cut here. And I'm really eager to put this to the test and see how it performs. So I'm going to be using my regimen for 2022. And for a detailed description about that, you can read about each of the tests, why I do them and what they mean and so forth in the description right below this video. And then for the tests, I'm going to be using my Bowtech CP28 set at 72 pounds. I'm using Bishop FOC King arrows for most of the shots. And then I'm using the Bishop Fat Eliminators for the really hard impact ones. So let's zoom on in here, go through some of the design features and specifications, and then put this Rage X-Treme 4-blade to the test. Here's a good look at the Broadhead, and man, this is a wicked looking Broadhead with all kinds of cut going on here. So it's a hybrid head, meaning it has a fixed blade component right here that has a cut of 7/8 of an inch, and the blade thickness in that is 0.030 inches. Then it's got this mechanical Broadhead that operates like a normal Rage. The blades are held closed by this clip right here and this ring. And these retention rings are normally gray for this Broadhead, but I have the crossbow model on there because the buddy that sent me these heads only had the crossbow model, and that's like this reddish one, but I'm sure it's going to perform really well. But it holds them a little bit more securely. And so as pressure is put on this end of the blades, the blunt end, they slide back, and then these blades fully deploy, and they come to a cut of 2.3 inches in the open position. So here it is in the open position, and you've got that full cut there of the mechanical blades of 2.3 inches, and then again you got 7/8 of an inch in this dimension, so a total cut of over 3.1 inches. That's a really impressive cut. Now these mechanical blades are a bit thicker than the fixed blade. They're 0.035 inches thick. Again, the fixed blade is 0.030 inches thick. The blades are stainless steel, and the ferrule is made out of aluminum. So when I think about this, man, the first thing I think about is this would be a devastating turkey Broadhead, okay? Because you're just gonna put a big old cut through a turkey, and that helps in hitting the vitals, but perhaps it can be good for a lot of other game as well. I know people have taken elk with them, and bear and deer and so many other animals. I've really liked Rage in the way the blades deploy. I love the way they open. I like the design. I've just never been really impressed with the durability. And so that's, going to be a question with this Broadhead as well. But we're going to see. We're going to put it to the test and see how this Rage X-Treme 4-blade performs. $200. 400. It penetrated right at 4 inches. And like every Rage, it opened very well. Even on this soft rubber foam mat, it expanded to the full open position. $350. 600. It penetrated through 45 layers. Overall, it held together well after 3 shots through the MDF. One of the blades bent back a bit, and the other one bent too, but the bottom one bent the most. And then you can see the base of the ferrule. The blades, when they bent back, they cut into the base of the ferrule. So here's the head after it's gone through the MDF 3 times, which it did fairly well through the MDF. Just got bent up a little bit, and the base got cut into a little bit. But on the first shot in the steel plate, as you can see, one of the blades broke, and then the ferrule got pinched. It like squished a bit, I guess, in the steel plate, or something got bent to where I can't move the blade, so I can't close them, and there's no way I'm going to shoot it again like this, okay? Here's a piece of the blade that fell off. It never made it through the steel plate or into the target. It just fell off in the front. Now, the main blade actually did really well. It held together very well. There's just a little bit of scrapes on it. But the mechanical blades, not so much. Still, it did pretty well through the MDF. But it's not going to make it onto the concrete round, because with that kind of damage, I just don't want to risk anything shooting into the concrete. As it is, I get shrapnel flying back near me all the time. And so once something breaks or bends really significantly, then that's the end of the durability testing. So what'd you think of the Broadhead? Hey, you know, I tell you what, it did a bit better than I was expecting. You know, it has such a nice wide cut. I can see it having some really lethal applications in the field. The main blade held together pretty well in the tests that I did. You know, like most of the Rages, the blades are just a weakness. And I know they would get the job done, again, in many situations, but I just wish they'd make them a little bit more durable, because I like a lot about the design. I like the slip cam design. I like the size of the cut, and I like how well they open on impact. A lot of good strengths to them. The durability is just always a bit of a concern. But again, I know in many situations, maybe most situations, it's going to perform really well. I know for turkey, it would be a really good head, okay? Because you're getting that fixed blade and you're getting that really wide cut. So I could see it being a really good choice for that. But you check out the score sheet and see how it performed in the areas that matter to you the most, and see if this might be one to consider for your quiver.